Is this episode 5?
Yeah.
No. What? What is your... What?
Nothing, man.
Good. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Push Square podcast. Are you okay?
No, I needed to laugh.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
You alright?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Hello? Come on. I'm an artist and you're disrupting
Yeah,
me here.
I know. It's because I know I'm not allowed to laugh.
I could just talk over you if it would help. Go and stand over there. You can come back in a minute. I'll tell you when you can come back, okay?
Oh my god. Right, no. I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
You're listening to the official Push Square podcast featuring Ben and Ben. Do you push square?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the Push Square podcast. My name is Ben Potter, and I am the video editor for PushSquare.com, which coincidentally is the best PlayStation website on the internet. Joining me, as always, even though it's only been 5 times, is Ben Tarrant. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
You got a handle on things now? You feeling better?
Yeah, I got a bad case of the giggles just then before we started
Why, though?
recording.
There was nothing.
I
that
have
could have triggered
no
that.
idea. I don't know.
Careful,
I'm good
guys.
now.
He's 2 beers in. He's gone.
That's it. It's me over.
So we've got an amazing show for you this week.
Really
As
jam-packed.
we do every week.
All the time.
We've got news points. We've got a feature we're going to discuss that's, about the Dark Souls series, the Souls series in general, and why it's so amazing. Then we've got Alex Stinton on, again, to talk to us about Ratchet and Clank. Then there's Indie Bin.
Indie Bin this week, we look at Unepic.
Oh, but is it? As its name suggests. You'll have to wait and see. Then we've got audience questions, and then we're going to wrap it up for you in a tight, neat little package, all under an hour.
Can we do it? Wait and see.
Take that, future Ben, when you've got to edit it to under an hour. Fun. Let's do some news. First up in the news, PS4 Neo. What is this?
Basically, the PS4K has been given a code name. There's been a load of leaked information about that, the specs, the code name. It's all come out now. So to be fair, it's gonna happen. These things are confirmed from unidentified sources, so obviously still take them with a pinch of salt. I don't know how they can say the word confirmed when an unidentified source is involved.
Totally legit fake sources.
Yeah. But basically, it's looking at an improved internal architecture of the PS4. It's going to look at things like upscaled HD to 4K.
Yeah.
The CPU is going to get a bit of a ramp up, as well the RAM. So basically, you're looking at kind of 60 frames a second, 1080p as standard for Neo shipped games. But the information that I think we're both happy to hear is that, according to the unidentified sources, there won't be any split on the user base.
Excellent. That's what we wanted, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you're on Neo, you get the same experience as you would, bar a little bit.
The crap PS4 players, the second-class PS4 players.
It'll be a bit upscaled in graphics, but aside from that, you're not going to get like Neo-only games or anything like that. So
good.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we hope is going to happen.
We hope.
That's what the source is saying, but we need some confirmation.
We do.
And we need it soon.
Hopefully.
E3 is over a month away.
Can we wait that long with all these leaks?
I don't know.
Their hand might be forced.
Speculation is running wild. We need some concrete details, and we need it now.
Yep.
Otherwise, things are going to continue to spin out of control. People are getting upset. They're
The
getting
internet
angry.
is furious.
We need to know
I was
facts.
furious.
I know you were.
I had a right
I had to restrain you.
Yeah.
I had to restrain you. We talked about it in depth last episode, so if you want to hear a bit more of our ramblings on that, then you can go back and listen to episode 4, where we discuss it in a bit more detail. Now, over on the Push Square forums, pushsquare.coms/forums, they have been working tirelessly to whittle down the top 64 PlayStation games of all time, which was orchestrated by forum legend the McNoisy, who's been working tirelessly on this.
It's a noble quest.
There are a lot on there, and it's a pretty damn good list, to be honest. So you can either go to the forums and find that. It's in the PlayStation 4 section of the forums. And I think it's also had an article written up about it as well on the website that you can find too. We thought it would be fun if we listed our top 5 PlayStation games of all time, just to see where they are. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so obviously in no particular order, because there's no humanly possible way I could do it in order. But my kind of top ones would have to be Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Journey, Fallout 3. That's 3. Firewatch,
Numbers are hard.
Firewatch, definitely. And I always struggled with a 5th.
Yeah.
Probably Bloodborne.
A lot of recent games on there.
Yeah. I guess I've had my most moving experiences and my most memorable experiences on the PS4. But Fallout 3 is probably my all-time favourite game. So
Put a lot of hours in that.
473.
That is disturbing, to be honest.
It's worrying.
I've gone a slightly different route than you.
Okay.
I'm going to start on PS1 to PS4.
Okay.
So PS1, the one that everyone says, Final Fantasy VII. That was the game that got me into games.
Yeah.
Properly made me a gamer.
Pretty serious one for you then.
Oh, cool, here's a PlayStation and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and I will play this forever until I die. It was the first game that I went outside my comfort zone and played based on the recommendation of people who knew what they were talking about. And it just blew me away. Changed everything.
Changed the game.
Changed the game, man. It did. It changed the game. Then on PS2, Time Splitters 2.
Oh, now I wish I said Time Splitters.
Bloody love Time Splitters 2. Time Splitters Future Perfect also.
Very
huge fan
good.
of that.
Yeah. Damn.
PlayStation Vita, Persona 4 Golden.
Of course.
Easily, immediately went into my favourite games ever as soon as I played it. It's such a brilliant game.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to describe to someone who doesn't know what it is without it sounding terrible, which I think it kind of works to its detriment. But anyone who gives it a go, 99% of the time falls in love with it as well. I've never come across a better written bunch of characters than in here. You feel like you're mates with them all. You feel like you're mates with them all, and it's fantastic. PS3, Mass Effect 2. Again, another fantastic game where you've got a group of people that you genuinely care about. And then Bloodborne on PS4.
Okay, so we agree there.
We agree on Bloodborne. We can agree on that, and that's my top 5.
Nice.
Not in any particular order, obviously, because that would tear me apart inside, like choosing between children. But there we go. That is up now on the forums and on the website if you want to read that. What's next?
Next we have Witcher 3, the Blood and Wine box art.
Has that been revealed?
That came out, it's been revealed.
I'm extremely excited for this.
I'm still yet to play Hearts of Stone.
It's so good.
I'm excited. The box art looks amazing. And
does it? I haven't seen it.
It's really cool. Geralt's sitting on a throne.
Is it?
And he's got like a winged thing crawling over the back of him. It's got a name, but I don't know it. And there's also a rumoured release date for June the 7th. So soon.
Oh, that is exciting.
Soon.
Definitely going to get that.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that.
I'll probably get the season pass or something. But
yeah, if you haven't bought the other... Well, the thing is, they have a physical edition of... What was the first one?
Hearts of Stone.
Hearts of Stone, yeah. Which is interesting because it's a big box and it feels like a special edition. You open it up and it's a DLC code on a piece of paper.
Oh, that's a bit
deflecting. The rest of it, though, are Gwent cards.
Ooh.
It's a Gwent deck.
Ooh.
Complete with instructions and little things you can put around.
You can play real Gwent?
You can play real Gwent.
Oh, I want this.
It's like £15 a game.
I want this.
Yeah, you better go buy it quick.
Can we play Gwent?
We can play Gwent if you want.
Yes!
I'm not opening my version, though. You can open yours. Ruin yours.
Well, is there enough for 2 to play?
Oh, yeah. So. It's a massive, great big deck of it, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can do that.
Let's do this.
Very boring, but yeah, we can do that. No, I love Gwent.
Rock and roll.
Gwent's amazing.
Gwent's brilliant.
Also, Red Dead Redemption. Although it's probably not going to be called Red Dead Redemption necessarily. It might have a different name, just Red Dead something or other.
Red Dead Retribution.
Red Dead Reduce. It has been rumoured for a long time.
Yes.
Chances are it's almost definitely, certainly, probably will be in progress at the moment. Yeah, from unconfirmed, confirmed sources. And the map leaked. So, I mean, if that's not a damning indictment of whether or not it exists, I don't know what is. But it looks to be set in sort of the New Orleans area of the United States. And it's called New Bordeaux, which, interestingly, is the same name of the location that Mafia 3 it's going to be based in.
It's also the location that they're rumouring a interim Fallout game will be.
Oh, really? New Orleans?
Yeah. It's rumours, obviously, but...
What was in... It was Infamous 2 was in New Orleans as well.
Yeah.
Which was a bit strange considering you're made of electricity, but there we go. Fantastic game, anyway. And speaking of Mafia 3, the release date
That happened.
appears to be October the 7th. Very exciting. Mafia 2, really, really good game.
Yeah.
Really like that. Solid story there. Really interesting take on it all. I actually kind of knew that Mafia 3 existed a few years ago
Okay.
because someone told me. But
Cheeky.
I it seemed so far off from ever happening that I sort of just gave up on it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
Yeah?
Mafia 2, brilliant. Mafia 3, fingers crossed they can do it again.
Yeah,
You ever play Mafia 2?
No, I haven't played any of the Mafia games, so... But I think the hand was forced on this one as well. There was a lot of leaks.
Oh, really?
The industry needs to get a plumber in or something.
Needs to sort that stuff out, man. Get Mario in here. It's
Oh, God.
yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. They do a really interesting take on the whole sandbox crime genre type thing. Yeah,
Cool.
really excited. Really excited. But that's all the news we've got. Let's discuss a feature, shall we?
So, Joey Thurmond took to Push Square to talk about the subtleties of the Dark Souls series that kind of elevated it, made it a great series.
Yeah.
So I thought we should talk about our own thoughts on why Dark Souls is, because we are both big Souls fans.
Yes.
Me being more the Souls franchise, so Bloodborne and now Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I only previewed Dark Souls 2. So my Souls experience is a little bit less. You're more of a veteran. But everything I played,
Yeah.
I've loved. So it'd be really cool if we could talk about what we think elevates it.
Absolutely. The full article, and there's even a video as well,
Yes.
that Joey made, is up on pushsquare.com and also on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/pushsquare. You can find that all there. So, you say you started with, was it Bloodborne that you started with?
Technically I started with Dark Souls 2.
What was it that made you come into the franchise in the first place?
I previewed it for Push Square.
You didn't. I previewed it for Push Square.
We
You
went to the
previewed
same
it for
event.
somewhere else.
Oh yeah, but we went to the same event on different days.
We did.
Yeah.
There was pizza at my one. Was there pizza at
No,
yours?
there were biscuits in mine.
Gutted, mate. I only got one slice of pizza. Don't you hate it when you do that? Where someone says, "Oh, there's going to be pizza." You're like, yeah, it's going to be pizza. I won't have lunch. Let's go there and
You
have
get one
pizza.
pizza.
You get one slice. Like, oh, right, okay. You know, I could polish off like 2 of these by myself normally, right?
So I previewed it for an
Sorry, just getting
affiliate.
all the important stuff out there.
Back to the point. I previewed it for an affiliate site. I won the award for dying the most.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice one, mate.
Yeah, I died 52 times.
I remember not.
Can you stop moving in the chair?
Sorry,
You
I
make
know
a
it's
right
really
bloody
clicky.
racket.
Anyone that's been watching our Enchanted stuff will know how dangerous this chair
Yeah,
is.
the
Where it
chair is
suddenly
very
gives way at
dangerous.
any moment. It's because look at it. I just leaned back and the armrest just goes.
Apologies for the racket.
Sorry. Anyway, Bloodborne. When we went to EGX and they had Bloodborne, it was like you only get one life.
That was rubbish.
You queue up for ages. They don't even give you an allotted time. So if you get killed straight away, they're like, right, you're out.
Okay,
It's like,
bye. I died, and guess what? I died falling off a ladder.
The first ladder.
Yep.
Right. Brilliant. Well,
So I thought this game sucks. Picked it up, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I really loved the deep lore. I mean, I spent months watching the YouTube videos on the lore.
Vati videos.
Yeah.
is
Oh
the
my
king
god,
of that
amazing.
stuff.
And
Yeah,
it
the
just- I
subtle
got-
lore to it.
Yeah. I think that is one of the amazing things. How every item tells a story, and how you read something on an item, and then 4 or 5 hours down the line you pick something else up that relates to it, and you're supposed to give that
piecing
to
it
one
together,
person.
yeah.
It's so rich. How do they come up with this? It's amazing. The intricacies are staggering.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself
fascinating.
is one of the highlights of this series to me.
Supposedly Miyazaki based Demon's Souls and the subsequent games off his difficulty in understanding European adventure stories, like choose your own adventure fantasy novels, things like
Right.
that, because he wasn't fluent at the time. I don't know if he's improved since then, but certainly when he was originally reading them, he had sort of a warped understanding of what was going on, and from that he's created this weird, strange
That's
universe.
amazing. That's really cool.
or supposedly that's the story.
Yeah.
Could be complete nonsense, but that's what I heard from a man on the internet. And if the man on the internet is lying, then nothing is true.
Life is a lie.
Yeah, I started with Demon's Souls.
Okay, so from the beginning.
I didn't buy it at launch. I had it recommended to me a number of times, and I did buy it, and I tried it, and it kicked my ass, and I put it on the shelf. Then I got Dark Souls at launch, played that for a bit, absolutely destroyed me. I can honestly not tell you how far I got in that game, because I gave up. A couple of years later, a friend of mine who was dead set on the Souls games forced me to play Demon's Souls 3 with him and another one of my friends, and we played through it and absolutely loved it. Then did the same for Dark Souls, and played through all of that. Amazing game. Then Dark Souls 2 came out, played that all the way through almost immediately. Bloodborne, platinum that.
Yeah.
And now we're on Dark Souls 3, which I've been absolutely smashing over the weekend. And I actually had a friend here, set up another TV, playing through the whole thing. I don't give a crap what anyone says about how co-op diminishes the experience. Having a brilliant time co-oping through it, just having loads of fun.
Of course, you'd have been co-oping in the same room.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
which makes things so much easier.
Yeah.
Trying to organise co-op in Bloodborne was a nightmare, even with the password system. But yeah, the interesting way that the multiplayer works that you weren't too familiar with, so I had to sort of give you a crash course recently, because you've been going through Dark Souls 3 completely on your own so far. So well done.
I did Bloodborne entirely on my own as well. I only got invaded once as well. People stayed away from me.
There's an area that I've just got to in Dark Souls 3 where once you get through it, it's not so bad. But I think there's a Covenant that's based there.
Okay.
And you just get constantly invaded over and over again. And it got to the point where I had 2 invaders in my game working together to try and kill me. And it sucked.
Yeah.
And I hated it. But that's Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's part of the charm,
the series.
Isn't it?
It's what it does. I realise we're maybe not listing definitive points of...
So far we've done the lore, we've done multiplayer.
Yeah. But I think it's just maybe more important than we just express our love for it.
Definitely.
And how important it is to us. It's a fantastic series. Last one that From Software are developing, apparently.
No,
It's the last Dark Souls, is what they said.
He's come out and said that's not true.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because some of the things
he says this isn't the last Souls game. You were saying earlier it feels very much like it's a fan service, which would be indicative of the end of a series.
That's what I was going to say. There's a lot of familiar faces popping up and things where it's like, oh, cool, this is amazing. Oh, this is,
Yeah.
One
but apparently he's come out and said that this isn't the last Souls game. Whether or not this is the last Dark Souls game, like you said, that remains yet to be seen.
I could go for another Bloodborne.
Yeah,
I'd go for another Demon's Souls.
What would it be, like Lightning Souls?
You don't have to put another prefix. See, you could just be Demon's Souls 2.
Yeah.
I could definitely go for a Demon's Souls remake in the Dark Souls engine.
I've not played Demon's Souls, and I'm scared to, because I know that's
Dark Souls 3,
difficult.
big blend of Demon's Souls, Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Lots of Demon's Souls in there, particularly the lady in Firelink Shrine, who says touch the
darkness within me or something,
touch the darkness
which I
within
giggled
me.
at like a school child.
Yeah, in the original, in Demon's Souls, it was touch the demon inside me.
Giggity.
Yeah, and it was a very similar sort of area, but instead of the thrones in Firelink Shrine and Dark Souls, they were archstones.
Okay.
So you would use one. It was kind of like a level select menu.
Sure.
So kind of like the gravestones in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So it was like
I like that.
1, 1, 1, 2, kind of like the Mario level selection kind of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a very clever game, and I think they could definitely rinse a ton of money if Sony were willing to. I'm not sure if Sony published it or not. I think they might have done, but if Sony were willing to
revisit
with them on that, then
I'm all for these games coming out maybe once every 2 years or something. I think that'd be really, really good.
This is the third consecutive year of a Souls game.
Yeah,
and I'm totally okay with it.
I was just gonna say, it doesn't feel like I'm oversaturated
so good.
with it. Yeah,
they're so good,
really good.
But again, I'd understand if they want to step back for a little while and then come back.
It might be a good thing for them, but I'm thoroughly enjoying Dark Souls 3. And for those of you that might be listening and have only played Bloodborne, maybe you're new to Sony with the PS4, don't worry about picking up Dark Souls 3. You'll adjust to it really, really well.
Dark Souls 1 and 2 are on Xbox as well, but still, same thing applies. If you haven't played any of them, feel free to jump in here. It's fantastic. And look out for that Bloodborne 2 coming exclusively to PlayStation Neo. None of that.
God.
None of those rubbish original PS4 owners. They're terrible. Right, I think we're ready to move on. Let's get Alex Stinton on the phone, shall we?
Let's, from Lichfield.
And now, joining us from Lichfield, England, is staff writer Alex Stinton. Hello, Alex.
Hi Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
You're back again?
Yes, again, you can't get rid of me.
So you've reviewed Ratchet and Clank.
Yes, I'm on an absolute roll at the moment with the games I'm getting.
It seems like King Barker smiles kindly upon you.
Absolutely.
So how is it? I was never, admittedly, I'm going to say this now, I never really played the Ratchet and Clank games on PS2, on PS3. My friends were into them, and I dabbled in them, but I've never owned one.
So hold the phone. All the stick I got for dodging Uncharted.
Yeah.
And you've not played Ratchet and Clank.
It's Ratchet and Clank, though.
It's brilliant.
I know it's great. It's great. You see the word I'm using? Great? Or is it brilliant? Tell us, Alex.
It is brilliant,
Oh,
ironically
for God's
enough.
sake!
Strangely enough, and I'm similar to you, Ben, I hadn't played any of the Ratchet and Clank games till the PS3 era, and really got into them, then played them all. Apart from, I think, Into the Nexus I didn't play. So it was kind of, picking up this one was kind of, well, okay, what are they going to do? It's kind of based on the film that's coming out, which is based on the original game.
Yeah.
So it kind of, is it going to be any good, or is it just going to be a rehash? And it turned out to actually be really, really enjoyable. I had a great time with it. I think you don't see too many kind of action platform games these days, especially not in that style. And I think it felt, even though it's not fresh, because it's ironically not something we haven't seen before. It's like a greatest hits of Ratchet and Clank, but it stands out in today's crop of games. Going off, we spoke previously about Far Cry Primal, The Division, open world games, where there's side missions up to the wazoo, and then you've got this, which is kind of a nice tight 10-hour experience covering all the main things that Ratchet and Clank does well, and you just so tightly paced. You think, you know what, that was absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed that a hell of a lot.
Brilliant.
It doesn't outstay its welcome or anything. It turns up for what it wants to do, and then it leaves you in happy glory. Yeah,
they've thrown in all the best bits of kind of Ratchet and Clank from mainly from the PS3 sort of era. So you've got ship combat sections, rail grinding sections, you've got jetpack sections. It's kind of all these bits put together, thrown in with all the usual weapons, and it just, you never feel like you're doing one thing long enough to get bored of it.
Do you think Insomniac are likely to sort of start developing these games canonically again, or regularly, or do you reckon this was just a one-off favour to Sony kind of thing?
I've no idea how it kind of came about. The film definitely seems to have been a genesis for it, and I guess it depends how that film does, because what this acts as kind of a good jumping on point for people, like yourselves, that have not played any of them before. So it's because it's a reboot. Going back to the start, it kind of acts as a good jumping on point.
So you said that you hadn't played the originals on PS1.
No.
So in terms of like setting up Ratchet and Clank, their meeting, all of that, the origin stories per se, how did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, it felt, it felt all right, really. It felt perfectly fine. I mean, I actually went back, because obviously I had no frame of reference for how it compared to the original. Yeah. I sat and watched a whole playthrough on YouTube of the original, because I was like, I need to know what differs from it. And there are kind of little differences. So if you're familiar with the game, there's enough surprises there where they've changed up enough of the levels, the settings, and the kind of setup that you're going to be surprised, but not so surprised that it deviates kind of hugely from what happened before.
So it's definitely a reboot, not a HD remaster.
Oh, it is. It's a complete overhaul. They have taken every bit of it apart, polished it up to the kind of the expected standard these days, and put it all back together again in a different configuration, and thrown in a few extra bits you never saw before. So it definitely doesn't fall into the HD remaster section. It's its own thing. And it doesn't fall into the movie tie-in thing either, where it's actually a pretty good game and doesn't seem like a rush job that doesn't really do much.
Do you know if it has the same voice cast as the original one?
I don't, if I'm being honest. That's one thing I didn't check.
Or do you reckon they would have got the voice actors from the movie?
It makes sense if they got the movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think, I watched some of the trailers for the movie, and it seemed like some of the cutscenes were very similar to what was in bits of the movie. So whether they've borrowed assets wholesale, I mean, it seemed from what I read on some kind of interviews and stuff that they actually worked very closely with the people making the film and kind of shared assets between themselves to kind of get an authentic look. So it's probably the most authentic movie tie-in game you're going to see.
It's like a really elaborate bit of marketing.
You could, if you were very cynical, you could say that, I'd imagine. But I think it stands on its own 2 feet. It is a legitimately good Ratchet and Clank game. I think that's been reflected in the reviews. I gave it 9 out of 10, and there was a little bit of me, obviously my review was embargoed and waiting for everyone else to go up at the same time, where I was like, is it just me that I really like this? There was that moment of kind of saying, I absolutely thought this was fantastic, but then you wondered, but is this tired to other people? Is it not quite as fresh? Is it not quite as interesting? But it seemed like a lot of other reviewers agreed with my assessment, which, it doesn't bother me either way. My review is my view, but it was nice to see it wasn't just my own crazy mentality from having played too many open world games that this kind of resonated with me.
Excellent. So you'd recommend it to newcomers and old fans alike?
Absolutely. I think it would be good for both sets of players. I think if you're after a game that you don't see too often these days on the kind of more recent consoles, that you can go a lot wrong with other stuff, but this will kind of see you right. I think anyone will enjoy playing this. Got a lot of personality.
Excellent. Well, Alex,
thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on and having a chat about it.
All right, more than welcome. Anytime.
Yeah, do you want to tell us about your streaming as well? You're still streaming? youtube.com/push square.
Regularly, yes, trying to find anything that vaguely interesting to show people.
Just stream Bully forever.
Yeah, it's ironic that, all the things you think, okay, what are people going to want to see? Playing the PS4 release of Bully has been the most popular stream by a country mile, which goes to show you never can tell in the wonderful world of the internet.
It's a baffling, frustrating mystery.
Yeah, they're crazy, aren't they, out there, people on the internet?
Absolute.
Can't predict them.
Terrible people as well, I've heard. Just really nasty. When's the next stream date? Do you know what you're playing next?
I'll be streaming 22nd, 10 p.m. British summertime, not GMT, BST. I'll be doing Invisible Ink, if anyone is interested in Clay's latest game, which has also been on PC for a while. It's a turn-based stealth strategy game.
Lovely. And that'll be youtube.com/push square. Or you can follow Alex on Twitter. Where are you, Alex?
I'm at Alex Stinton.
And he'll tell you all about where to find it. Alex, thank you very much.
You're welcome, no problem.
Cheers, Alex.
We'll probably speak to you the next few episodes in a row, so I'll catch up next week.
Yeah, I'll keep my diary free.
All right, speak to you soon, man.
Bye.
So, Indie Bin, this is where we take a look at an independently developed game that's released recently, and we decide whether or not it's Indie Bin or Outie Bin. And this week, we've got Unepic.
Tell me, spin me a yarn, Mr. Tarrant. What is this?
Basically...
what is this? Sorry.
What was that?
That was a belch.
Basically, group of guys playing a tabletop RPG, like the old style board games.
Oh, so like D&D?
Yeah.
Okay.
While they're having a few beers, chilling, whatever. One of them gets up, goes to the loo, starts to feel a bit weird, blames it on the beer, steps out into a corridor. He's in the board game.
Now, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
That premise sounds really good.
I thought the premise was really, really cool as well. And also, the character's Daniel, he's called.
Damn,
Daniel, get out. He's very
Back at it again
self-aware.
with the white van.
Go away with your bloody memes. He's very self-aware of the fact that he's had a bit to drink, and it could be that he's just like kind of daydreaming, hallucinating.
Yeah, those hallucinogenic beers.
Yeah. Because you always do that on the toilet.
He definitely dropped acid in
it. And he's fine with it. Like, yeah, I saw this coming. But yeah, the kind of humour about being self-aware is really quite refreshing, actually.
Right.
And not long into the game, there's a spirit that tries to take you over within the game.
Okay.
And it fails, but it gets trapped within your body, and it kind of becomes a tag-along companion with you.
Okay.
That will, like a tutorial, kind of, like the fairy in Legend of Zelda.
Now, I'm looking a bit further down, and I shouldn't be looking at your cheat sheet here.
You shouldn't.
But I can see the review score it was given.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're about to explain why it's justified with that review score.
Okay.
But everything you've told me so far sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that the, not necessarily self-referential main character, but the fact that he's very much in our shoes. It's not like we're an outsider coming into this
Yeah,
world where he is
you can relate
he is
to it
a
very
fantasy warrior. He's
just
like
a
us,
dude,
who's just in this weird
Yeah.
situation, which is kind of what we're like as the player. So I imagine
Yeah.
that would lend itself very nicely to storytelling.
And it kind of goes on with that. It's very welcoming. It's a traditional feeling platformer with very extensive RPG elements to it. So it's actually surprisingly, it looks quite basic on the front of it. It's not going to win any awards for graphical prowess.
Right.
But it's,
What is the art style, if you don't mind me?
it's side scroller,
Oh,
more or less, yeah.
oh,
Which is very typical indie game.
yes, it is.
And I know, which is one of the complaints.
Just give it a 3 now. Don't even need to carry on, do you?
But it's got very extensive RPG customization elements to it, you know.
Okay.
So you can pick your class very much like Dark Souls. You know, you can be a mage, you can be a knight, whatever. Upgrade your weapons, etc. But going back to the side-scrolling element to it, it's very much zoomed out.
Right.
So, damn Daniel, you're small.
Get out of here with your memes. Double standards.
It's very zoomed out. The text is almost Witcher 3 menu level small.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah.
in invisible.
Yeah, as in, where's my magnifying
It's
glass?
John
gone?
Cena levels of invisibility.
Yeah, and although it's kind of candid and laid back, and a game that almost laughs at itself, the mechanical issues with it do heavily play it down, and also the fact that it is just a platformer. It's about 20 hours long,
Wow. That's good length.
and coming in at $7.99, that's a really good price
That
for
is.
20 hours worth of gameplay, and it doesn't get that boring.
Really?
No.
It's not repetitive?
No, it isn't that repetitive, and the RPG elements gives you this kind of desire to keep going, which is one of the reasons I love RPGs in general.
Okay.
So, as you looked ahead, it was originally scored a 6 out of 10 from John Cal McCormick.
Good name.
Yeah, strong name. I will give it an out of the bin award.
It's out the bin.
It's out the bin purely because it's a very charming, almost refreshing approach to a very tried and tested indie approach to a game.
Right.
You know, it is a platformer, but it, like you said, it isn't this kind of you're a small chimp in a spaceship blowing everything up. You're just a guy going through what he loves, which were, you know, board games, video games. He's experiencing that, and it is very self-aware in that respect. And I really enjoy games that are breaking the fourth wall. I love Deadpool for it, just
Right.
knocking on the glass and stuff like
You
that.
should play Matt Hazard, Eat Lead.
Yeah.
No. Because it disproves everything you just said in that
Oh,
sentence.
right.
It is bad.
I just trusted you there for no reason.
Don't never trust
But
me.
yeah, out the bin.
Fantastic.
Believe it or not.
Out the bin. Unepic. Do you reckon it'd be weird if we started to send completely without context little rosettes to developers that just said, "Congratulations, your
You're
game
out
is
the
out
bin."
out the bin."
We should
They're
do
like,
it.
What the hell does that mean? Put it on our box art. Ben Tarrant. Out the bin. Pushsquare.com.
Accolade.
Audience question time. This is where we go to pushsquare.com/forums, and under the online communities section, there's the Push Square podcast.
Whoa, hang on.
Push Square podcast. The Push Square podcast thread is stickied right to the top, and you can find us there. We will post in it every so often, asking for questions for the podcast. And these fine folks have sent in some questions very kindly. They did send in, I think there were a few more on top
There
of
were
this.
quite a lot.
We are humbled
Very
by
much
this,
so.
but we can't afford to answer all of them, unfortunately. I think what you suggest is maybe we answer a few in the forums that we can't
Yes,
answer.
so we'll answer a selection of them now on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and we super appreciate everybody that has asked the questions, and I know a lot of the time it's very short notice. You guys step up and you get asked some brilliant questions. So as a way of thanks, we will answer all of the questions that aren't answered in this. We will answer them after the show in the forums.
Yeah,
Yeah?
sounds like a plan.
Wicked.
We're going to do that, man.
Right, let's answer these
First
questions then.
up.
So from Hago, any funny or great moments playing Dark Souls 3? So this is following
Yes.
what we've spoken about.
Yes.
Yeah?
I have a few great moments.
Let's go, narrow it down to one. Two?
Funny moment and a great moment?
Let's do two.
Okay, great moment so far is one in particular I was discussing with you before we started recording. Above Firelink Shrine,
Yep.
there's the tower you buy the
Yep.
key to.
Oh, by the way, potential spoilers. Don't want them? Skip.
It's not so bad. I'm not going to mention any bosses, no NPCs or anything.
Okay.
There's
Stick
an
around.
item. There's an item that you have to jump off a ledge inside the tower to get to.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty tricky to get it, and I tried a lot of times to jump down and get
time.
it. Oh well, good for you. What do you flipping do? I was rolling at it, I was jumping at it. Every time it would do the...
You got a long run when you die as well.
It would do the lol Dark Souls nope thing, where you jump on something and you land on it and it goes...
And you just strafe off.
No, you don't. And you just sort of slide off it. Like, oh, for God's sake. So what I did is I turned my back to it, pressed circle and did a back step and landed on it.
Amazing.
By back stepping off the ledge.
You cheese platforming.
So that was that.
Great.
I turned around and went... Yeah, I did it. Press circle again, jump straight off the ledge again.
Did you not pick up the item?
Yeah, no, died.
Brilliant.
And the funny moment I've had so far is when I...
That's not your funny moment.
No, that's not my... I've got a video of both of these, actually. When I discovered that the difference between normal barrels and explosive barrels, when I was holding my torch in my left hand, like I do in Bloodborne.
Yep.
So I equipped it in that hand. And I was like, oh, it probably has an attack mode, doesn't it? L2. Blew up all the barrels in the room and I died.
Brilliant. I've not actually played that much because I'm super exploring every area. My funny moment would have been there's a sewer section of the undead settlement and there's some skeletons down there and they're really fast. Everything in Bloodborne's relatively sluggish until it... Bloodborne, Dark Souls, everything. It's all pretty slow, isn't it? It lugs towards
some
you.
of them. You saw some of the enemies that I'm fighting at the moment. Some of those knights are really, really quick.
Well, these skeletons, they jump and spiral at you.
Are these the pinwheel ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Dark Souls 1, they were the worst. They've been nerfed a bit in this, but in the original one, if they would hit you once, you would sort of be stuck in a recoiling animation. They'd hit you over and over and over again until you died, and it was terrible.
So I'm like walking across a bridge, and funnily enough, I shared a GIF of this before I started playing Dark Souls 3. So I was vaguely aware of where they were. I'm walking across the bridge, waiting for one of them to attack me, and he completely misses me and just continues spiraling off into the distance.
That's something that they have an issue with in Dark Souls, which I'm totally okay with, is that the nav mesh is pretty buggered for a lot of the enemies.
Right.
So they can't work out what is a good place to go and what isn't.
Right.
So sometimes they will just run straight off ledges when they come to get you. It's like, oh, well, that's fine.
Job done. You get the souls for it.
You may find it, actually. I can't remember exactly where it was, but you go down a lift and there's this big, horrible ice lizard type thing that attacks you. And if you go back on the lift and go up it while it's attacking you, it will jump straight down the lift shaft.
Yeah. The armoured guy near... yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't cheese him. I played him properly.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah. But you can.
Beat the crap out of him.
You can.
Yeah, my mate couldn't do it though because he didn't get good. So
get good.
He didn't get good enough.
Yeah, that's probably... I've not had a really amazing moment in Dark Souls. Actually, no, I have. Vort of the Boreal Valley.
You're saying all these names like they mean something to me.
The boss guy with the mace. He's really early on, so no real spoilers. Frosty guy. And you open the really big doors.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. Him. I did him in one go.
Well done.
So
by yourself?
No.
Yeah, so you did work out something.
I just found glyphs on the floor and summoned. I think it was a character, like a computer character.
Oh, an NPC.
Yeah.
Okay.
NPC,
well, now you know how to actually use multiplayer, so you might find it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Next question. Demaster. You actually kept his pronunciation in the show notes this time. So
I'm refusing to get it wrong. He did us the decency of phonetically spelling it out. I think we're not going to
mess it up anymore.
Yeah.
He wants to know what our favourite video game soundtrack is.
This is easy. Firewatch.
Okay.
Job done.
Was that an explosion then?
Yeah. Chris Remo, Firewatch soundtrack. Incredible. Make a vinyl of it now.
There are so many amazing ones.
There are.
I just want to rattle them all off. I could happily listen to the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack forever. Every piece of music I recognise and every piece unlocks a little bit of my heart. You listen to each bit, it's like, oh, that's when that happened. Oh my god, that is when that happened.
That's the best thing about game soundtracks, isn't it?
Mass Effect 2 soundtrack, brilliant.
I like the Fallout 4 soundtrack actually. That's
As
very
in
good.
the score or the music or the actual licensed music?
The original score.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's really
I
good.
like the theme music.
In On Zer, I believe.
Dark Souls is a great soundtrack as well. Firelink Shrine music in Dark Souls 3 is...
I like the title
really
music
good.
for Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Title
Witcher 3?
Oh, yeah.
So good.
There's a song, The Isles of Skellige. That is one of my favourite songs.
Yeah.
It's so.
They've got some
chilling.
kick-ass bards in that game.
Yeah.
Top 5 bards right there.
Yeah,
There's an
cool.
article for you, Sammy. Top 5 bards in games. Get that. That'll bring in the clicks. People are going to be searching for that. Yeah, those are a few that I love.
So what
The
would
list
you
goes
say
on
is the
forever.
best?
I can't name a favourite one.
No?
There are too many good
Okay.
ones. Too many good ones that mean too much to me.
Triple GK. Gaming moment of the year so far. This is another easy one for me.
Yeah.
Journey. I actually
It's a bit of an
finally...
ambiguous question. What do you want to nail down specifically what you think that means? As in your favourite game, or
moment, I think. Like
moment from a
a
game.
moment of while you were gaming, I believe. I read that as I sat back and went, damn.
Daniel?
I'm going to push out a window.
You can try.
Yeah, definitely Journey. Just the whole... I mean, Journey was only about 2 hours.
You hadn't played
experience.
Journey before,
Hadn't
had
played
you?
it before, no, and I finally got around to
It's
doing it.
really special.
It is special,
It's
yeah.
a really special
Very special.
Difficult for me to say because I've only just seen that question, so I haven't thought of an answer. Okay, so I mention it a lot. Very important game to me. Final Fantasy VII.
You've really mentioned it like this
I
episode.
originally played it in like '99,
Okay.
so a few years after it came out, because I didn't know what I was doing. Child, you know. And then I came back to it in maybe 2010
Right.
when it was released on PS3
Okay.
as a remake. I did finish it on PS1, but I did like none of the optional side stuff.
Okay.
Played it again when it came out as a PS Classic. Played through it, didn't finish it because I got to the bit just before the final boss, and I decided to go off on an adventure and just like level up all my
Yeah.
stuff, get the master versions of all the magic and all the special weapons and stuff, and then sort of lost interest and left it. Came out on PS4. The much
They're bleeding a lot out of this game, aren't they?
Well, I'll buy it as many times as they want to release it.
PS6, you're still buying it?
The Neo, the Neo exclusive version. PS4 had cheats. PS4 version had cheats that were sort of came over from the Steam version,
Right.
where you could use R3 and L3 to. I think there was God mode. There was a mode where you instantly got your limit break, which is like a super move that you could do, and there was. Oh no, sorry, that was the same button. There was one where you had no encounters in the wild, no random encounters,
Okay.
and one where you could speed up the game time,
Right.
so you could just run really fast. And I played through it properly, and then I used that to go and do all the stuff from a guide that I'd never done before.
Okay.
So see all this stuff in this game that I knew nothing about. So I got all the special
that was
material
quite a moment.
and stuff. And I know people might think that's a bit cheap because, you know, people on the PS1 would have done it properly. But
Yeah.
I've never seen this stuff before.
And you played it so many times.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like a whole new thing for me. It's,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see this stuff. And playing through that whole game again just brought back so many memories, and that
Awesome.
was my special moment, I think. Next question. Rudy Manchego, the man with the best name on the Push Square forums. Most pointless, non-essential gaming peripheral. He lists his gaming beanbag chair.
That's pretty pointless.
And I hate beanbags anyway. He says it makes his arse numb almost immediately. Beanbags are crap anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'd play on my bed, so...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, giggly. Calm down, mate.
You said it. What, have you ever bought any video game tat? that you ever use?
Yeah, my charge station for my DualShock 3s.
Yeah.
It was a pyramid, and it required to be plugged into the USB, but the PlayStation had to be on, and it was really awkwardly shaped, and the weight balance was that if I didn't have both controllers plugged into either side of the pyramid, it would just tilt.
Wow.
So
That's perfect.
only having two DualShocks, if I was playing and the other one was charging, it was just lopsided, and it was naff, basically.
God damn it.
I mean, it cost 12 quid, so...
That, you see that thing there that says PS4 that's got a controller set on it at the
Yeah.
moment? That was advertised as a charging station.
Yeah.
That is a piece of plastic where you can put your controller, no joke. It has a USB cable that's over there at the moment,
Yeah.
with two micro USB things on the end. So you just stick it into the top of the controller as it's balancing on that station.
Oh my god.
You don't even plug the station
It's literally
into
just a
USB.
plastic
It's
block.
just a plastic block
That's
that you
amazing.
stand your controllers on, and then you plug your controllers in via USB.
That's worse
It's
than mine. At least mine
pointless.
charged, and it lit up.
Yeah, well, that's terrible. That is terrible, and I would not recommend it. Also got a PlayStation Move, but I'm going to get a PSVR. So who's laughing now, jackass? Not this guy, although it's probably got no battery life at all anymore. But that's not the point. Also got a PlayStation TV, but I love that. So you can all go.
So that's not pointless.
I got a PlayStation PSP Go. Love that as well. You can all, if you disagree.
They're not essential gaming stuff though.
They aren't essential though, are they?
No,
PlayStation
I suppose, yeah.
TV, and I mean they're not peripherals really, but I love them, and
Yeah.
they get mocked, and there we go. Next question.
Okay, so this is a bit of a double whammy.
Okay.
We've got Anchor Sam 9.
Who's one of our staff writers?
Yes, as is Quintumply.
Yes.
And they ask kind of vice versa questions.
Okay.
So Anchor Sam says upcoming title everyone's excited for, but you don't care about.
I can say that right now,
Yep.
and you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Doom.
Okay. And I'm going to say Uncharted 4. So while we're killing each other.
Yeah. We've got to go and have a fight now.
Yeah.
We're
and,
going to fight in the field.
and vice versa to that, Quintumply, upcoming title nobody is talking about that you're excited for.
Okay.
This is quite difficult.
I'm going to spin this in my favour.
Okay.
Upcoming title that PlayStation seem not to want to talk about,
Okay.
but me and a lot of other people want them to talk about.
Right.
Persona 5.
Okay.
Just
They're just,
talk
like,
about it a
brushing
bit more,
that under the
please.
carpet,
Or
yeah.
Sega, or whoever the bloody hell's what are they called? It's not Sega. Although Sega are, I think,
Square.
Sega publishing it in the UK and Europe, but Atlas
Atlas.
are looking after that. We need more. Someone give us more, please.
Mine's of a similar vein. Kingdom Under Fire 3.
Never heard of it.
I really loved Kingdom Under Fire. and
I've never heard of that. What is
It's
it?
really good. It's basically almost like a real-time strategy game, but it's 3D, and you have a select amount of a squad.
Is it on PlayStation?
No.
You need to leave right now.
Yeah, it might be. I think it might be on PS3.
I'll take your word for it, man.
But that's really good, and it was rumoured to be coming out for PS4 and other consoles. Nothing's happened about it. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah.
Those are all the questions we've been given. Thank you very much for submitting those. I will say right now that people have expressed an interest in us talking about what we're playing at the moment.
Yep.
With our current runtime, I think we're slightly understay, which is great.
Okay.
But we've already discussed Dark Souls, and
Yeah,
that's pretty much
that
what
is
we're
exactly
playing
what we're both
exclusively. With our normal runtime, it's very difficult to discuss that. We did actually talk about it last week, but I had to cut it out because we wanted to keep it all under an hour,
Yeah.
ideally. But we'll definitely look at tying in what we're playing into other sections, maybe if it's relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't see why
If
not.
it's a hot topic game, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But Dark Souls has been, well, game of the hour, as it were. We've been very much talking about that.
Oh
so-
yeah, everybody's loving that Dark Souls. So sorry if you don't like Dark Souls. Not really.
No.
Do you have any questions for us? Ask them in the Push Square forums. We're under the online and community section, and we're stickied right to the top.
Never want to miss a post? Check the watch this topic box when you reply, and you'll get an email whenever we post. And I'd like to say a massive thank you again to everybody that asked questions that we answered. We're really sorry we didn't have time to answer all of them. I know we're a little bit under, but we're not prepared for them. We will answer them all in the forum
Yes.
following this episode, and we can get a nice chat going.
Yeah, nice
And
chat.
you guys can
Nice chat.
give us any feedback, stuff like that. That'd be really great.
Hate mail.
Yeah, that too. Cool.
We love hate mail.
Yep.
We need the ego points.
Feeds us.
For ego points. End of the show.
End of show. Coming up on pushsquare.com is a review for Invisible Ink, which I believe Alex Stinton will be streaming.
Master Alex.
He'll be streaming that very soon, along with a I can't say this.
Valkyria Chronicles
A
preview.
Valkyria.
Valkyria. That's live now, by the way. That went up today.
Oh, really?
So yeah, you
Oh,
can
okay, there
read
we
that
go.
now.
That's live now. There's also a planned feature looking at all of Sony's first-party studio titles prior to E3.
Okay.
So having a look at what's in the works with Worldwide Studios, basically what Sony going to come out with
Exciting.
E3 and following it.
Persona 5, hopefully.
Hopefully,
So
We shall
hurry up
see.
and tell us. Yeah.
we shall see. And Potter, how else can they find all of this great PlayStation content?
Well, Ben, if you want all that coming straight to your social media feeds, then follow us on Twitter at PushSquare, or find us on Facebook.com/PushSquare. And if you want to watch stuff rather than read because you're lazy, like us, then you can go to YouTube.com/PushSquare, which is where you can find streams, vlogs, and other video form shenanigans.
If you'd like to hear more of us, then the Push Square podcast can be found on SoundCloud, Stitcher, and the iTunes.
The iTunes, yeah.
Where an honest review of our hard work would be very appreciated. 5-star review.
5-star review. We need the ego points.
Give it to us.
And make sure you keep it logged to pushsquare.com, the best PlayStation site on the internet. And if anyone tells you otherwise, then you can punch them in the face. That's
a
rule.
fact. Damn.
That's a rule. That's a... Let's try that again. Ready? Keep it logged to pushsquare.com, the best PlayStation... The best PlayStation... Oh, f***. Keep it logged to pushsquare.com, the best PlayStation site on the internet, and if anyone tells you otherwise, you can punch them in the face. That's a rule. Hey!
I don't know why, but that's a fact.
I don't know either. It doesn't matter. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll be back next episode.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Push Square Podcast. For the latest PlayStation news, reviews, and features, visit www.pushsquare.com.